The United States did not slowly fade. It shattered, suddenly, violently, and irreversibly, on a battlefield in Pennsylvania. Gettysburg wasn't just a loss. It was the moment America collapsed. By the summer of the Civil War, the United States was already fragile. The economy was bleeding. Cities were tense. Families were divided by ideology, loyalty, and survival. Washington pretended it was still in control. But behind closed doors, leaders knew the truth. One decisive defeat could destroy public faith. One battlefield could decide whether the Union even deserved to exist. And all that pressure came down to one place. Rolling hills, small roads, a quiet town called Gettysburg. America was standing on glass, and it was about to crack. In our timeline, the Union barely held. But in this one, everything goes wrong. Confederate coordination holds. Union reinforcements arrive late. Key-high ground falls, one hill at a time. By the third day, there is no heroic stand, no desperate defense that holds the line. Instead, the Union Army breaks, not retreats, breaks. Tens of thousands are captured. Supply lines collapse. Northern morale doesn't bend. It snaps. Gettysburg becomes a decisive Confederate victory, and the consequences move faster than anyone expects. The news reaches northern cities like a shockwave. New York, Boston, Philadelphia. Panic spreads before facts do. Newspapers scream words like disaster, slaughter, humiliation. Recruitment offices empty overnight. Riots flare up in working-class districts. The Union Army, once seen as inevitable, now looks weak. And then comes the first twist. Confederate forces don't stop at victory. They press north. The psychological barrier is gone. For the first time, the North feels invaded. Washington is suddenly exposed, and everyone knows it. Inside the capital, confidence collapses faster than armies. Political rivals turn on each other. Emergency powers are debated. Blame replaces strategy. President Lincoln faces the unthinkable, not just losing a war, but losing legitimacy. Foreign investors pull out. The American economy spirals. Railroads halt expansion. Factories slow. The war economy chokes under uncertainty. Then comes a second twist. State governments begin asking a forbidden question. If the Union can't protect us, why stay? Peace movements explode across the North. Not peace with victory, peace with separation. The idea of a permanent divided America no longer sounds radical. It sounds practical. The Confederacy seizes the moment. They don't just win battles. They win recognition. European diplomats begin quiet talks. Trade resumes on the table. And then, publicly, Britain acknowledges Confederate independence. France follows. The United States is no longer a rising power. It is a failed empire in the making. Border states fracture. Western territories hesitate to commit. The Union Army shrinks as enlistments collapse. Civil unrest replaces civil war. America isn't fighting one enemy anymore. It's fighting itself. And it's losing. Across the Atlantic, the reaction is cold and calculated. Britain sees opportunity. A divided America means safer trade routes, cheaper cotton, and less competition. France imagines influence in the Western Hemisphere. Old imperial ambitions wake up. The global balance shifts. The United States, once feared as a future superpower, is now a warning story. Other nations stop asking what America will become. They start asking who will replace it. The Western Hemisphere tilts back toward Europe, and America watches it happen, powerless. Gettysburg wasn't just a battle. It was a stress test. And in this timeline, the United States fails it. No dramatic final surrender. No clean ending. Just fragmentation, distrust, permanent division. A nation born in revolution, undone by hesitation. This wasn't destiny. This wasn't inevitable. It was one battlefield, one failure command, one moment where history slipped. And once it did, there was no putting it back together. So here's the question that still haunts history. If the Union had truly lost Gettysburg, would America have ever existed again as one nation, or was collapse already inevitable? Your answer shapes the timeline.